Grand Cherokee, and this is what the dashboard looks like for 2010 to 14 models. It may look a little different depending on the region. The Tesla screen is also suitable for Uconnect 8.4-inch screens as well. Please refer to the Nifty City website to see more and to see if the Tesla screen is suitable for your vehicle. We'll go ahead and dismantle this dashboard. We'll show you how to do it, then we'll install the Nifty City Tesla screen. Okay, let's go ahead and start disassembling the Jeep dashboard. For the 2010 to 2020 models, we do have to just open this glove box, get a good grip on the bottom of the trim, and then you'll be able to pull it out. Don't worry, you won't snap the trim, just balance, pull this whole thing. Eventually it'll come off, tugging at it for quite some time. Go ahead and disconnect the two connectors at the back of this trim so you can go ahead and reach the screen and all the other connectors. If you've removed the trim, you want to then go ahead and remove the 4 bolts holding the screen down. Remove those, then remove the screen to get access to all the connectors behind it. You will use all these plugs later. Go ahead and slide out the screen. There are a few connectors that you need to disconnect. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the old trim. You have the AC vents that are still stuck to it. You need to remove those and add them to the new Tesla style screen. You need to add them to the back here. Okay, so the vents easily come off with just a bunch of clips. If you just wobble it from side to side, and then you can just simply insert it into the Nifty City Tesla style screen. It's all on clips. You don't have to worry about any screws for these vents. So remove from the old trim and plug it into the Nifty City Tesla style screen. Don't forget to do this. Okay, so you're up to this part. You've disconnected the screen. Then want to go ahead and remove this center console trim. Just want to go ahead and hold on to the silver part and drop it down. You then want to get a pair of pliers and pull out the little pin from the side of the gear knob shifter. This little pin will allow you to remove the gear knob shifter upward. Once you've removed the pin from the gear knob shifter, you can go ahead and slide this up and remove this center console. So just pull from the glove box area, and then you have freedom to move the console. There are connectors at the bottom, which is for the drive mode. So you want to go ahead and disconnect that connector and a few others underneath. Okay, so once you've removed the 2 bolts underneath, you can safely remove the glove box. This one, you'll need to remove the screw for it up here. So once you've moved that, you can also move the glove box out as well. So I've already disconnected both bolts for the purpose of the video. Disconnect the connector going to the 12-volt port as well. Everything has been disconnected and the dashboard is clear. Now let's go ahead and use all the wiring from Nifty City, connect them with the factory connectors, and then hook them up to the Tesla screen. Let's go ahead and go through everything. Firstly, this is an adapter to maintain the factory USB port or retain the factory USB port. USB ports for the Nifty City Tesla style screen, connect it to the Nifty City Tesla style screen, then connect your USB drive or any other media to the USB ports. Factory radio antenna retainer adapter, so connect to the radio antenna and then connect to the back of the Tesla screen. Factory reverse camera adapters that go to the Nifty City Tesla style screen. Aftermarket audio, so if you had aftermarket speakers or subs, you can connect it to the Nifty City Tesla style screen. Antenna to strengthen the signal between your phone and the Nifty City Tesla style screen. 2 of those to ensure that connection doesn't drop out. SIM card adapter, which you then can connect to the Nifty City Tesla style screen, then insert a SIM card in this adapter to have some internet on your Tesla screen. Harness, main harness. Microphone for clarity, and GPS. And then we'll connect everything up with the Nifty City Tesla style screen. Let's go ahead and continue. If you need a place to go and hook up the Nifty City microphone, you can go ahead and disconnect the trim closest to the steering wheel and disconnect the trims around the steering wheel. Remove that screw so you can throw out the microphone from here through to the back of the dashboard to connect to the Tesla style screen. Okay, here we have a hole in the wireless charging trim. So what we need to do is we need to remove it from the old trim at the back here. 4 screws. They are Torx screws, and then we'll need to disconnect that panel and connect it into the wireless charging port so that can sit there. Remove all 4 screws, then remove the whole panel. Okay, we've removed the traction and the hazard light panel. Insert that into the wireless charging trim, and we'll go ahead and put the 4 screws onto the Nifty City trim over here. Wanted to know where to connect this QI charging or wireless charging. This 2-pin adapter actually connects to the main harness. On here there will be another 2-pin adapter, and you can connect the port to that harness so it can be powered through the screen. So this is where that will go. So this will sit roughly down here. adapter just like that, and then that'll connect with the Tesla style screen. That's where your phone sits to get some wireless charging. Okay, once you have the factory hazard and traction panel in, you can go ahead and connect the factory connector directly to it again, and then you can go ahead and connect this to the main harness on the Nifty City harness. What you want to go ahead and do is temporarily try and connect the screen up to the factory harnessing, see if the screen powers up, and then you can slowly figure out all your peripherals and all your extra factory functionality, like the AC, the steering controls, the reverse camera. This connector behind the screen here is the factory radio antenna, so connect this adapter provided by Nifty City. So connect those two together, then connect that directly to the Nifty City screen right up here. Connect the factory connector directly to the bottom of the Nifty City Tesla style screen, then the rest is via harnessing. So if you go ahead and follow the correct procedure and follow the booklet that Nifty City provides you, find every connector in its correct position. Some you might need to leave out, don't worry too much about that. Factory connectors to the Nifty City Tesla style screen, then you'll have the factory reverse camera. Follow your booklet to see how this is connected, but it's very straightforward. Connector into RCA, RCA into CCDV brown connector, which goes to the Nifty City Tesla style screen. This factory chunky connector goes down there. The harness goes down to the AC port, and the rest is fairly straightforward. This wireless charging, this will connect to the main harness. Just find the connector on the main harness, and the rest is all just plug and play. SIM card, microphones, factory USB port, adapter retainer, and your antennas, which strengthens the signal. Go ahead and figure everything out in its correct position. It's all plug and play. You don't need to cut any wires. All the connectors fit in only one position. Okay, so there's a lot of wiring here. Yes, it can be tedious. I've connected USB ports to the Tesla screen. I've connected the antennas to strengthen the signal between your phone and the screen. I've connected the reverse camera straight from the adapter behind the screen to the screen. And then the radio, the factory radio antenna, the power and the speakers. And then I've connected from the main harness. I've hooked up the wireless charging and the hazard panel. Don't forget to connect the factory connector directly to the panel over here. Everything else is pretty much connected. We're leaving out the GPS, the factory USB port, and the aftermarket audio. The last thing we want to connect is the SIM card adapter. So we'll go ahead and connect that to the screen and bring the adapter down the dashboard somewhere. So once you've done all the wiring and everything, do the wireless charging port first, connect all the connectors to it and the hazard light panel, and then go ahead and place the Tesla screen over all of it. Only install the Tesla screen onto the dash once you've tested everything and you're happy with everything. Test steering controls, reverse camera, climate control, heated seats, and the rest. And then you're safe to put that screen back on and put all the console and trims back together. We'll go ahead and put everything back together, and then we'll show you the final outcome. And this console is supposed to go in before the rest, so I've just slightly lifted this box here, and then I can drop it back down on top of the console. And then we can go ahead and fit the screen back in its clip. Same thing with the transmission, the gear knob shifter. You want to drop this circle first, and then you want to go ahead and drop this, and then you want to go ahead and get this small delicate pin and put it in from the right hand side or left hand side for left hand drive vehicles. And then you can go ahead and pop that back up and you're good to go. Remember to connect the drive mode rotary controller connector at the bottom, the plugs, transmission light as well. You need to connect that connector, and if you have cup holders, you need to connect the light as well. So there's 3 connectors at the bottom of this console. Go ahead and connect them and you're good to go. Let's go ahead and start playing around with the screen. We've tested all the features and I'll run through them with you now. Jumping into reverse, here we have the factory guidelines and Nifty City's guideline, which is the dynamic guideline which forecasts where you're going to reverse. So the factory reverse camera is there, it works well. We have music that works well as well. So we'll use the factory steering controls to up the volume. Too much music from Spotify due to copyright reasons. We have the navigation, and of course we have everything else that would usually come through on Apple CarPlay through your iPhone or a Samsung or Android device in general for Android Auto. So we'll hop outside and we'll go to the main menu. We have all the apps on the actual Tesla screen itself. We have the factory radio, so we'll go ahead and click on that. If you've connected the factory radio antenna, then the stations should come through, no problem. So I'll go ahead and try a local station here, which is working, which is great. Swipe up to save the station here. The radio is working, which is great. We'll go back to the home menu on all apps. We have the onboard music player, which you don't need to do if you're using Apple CarPlay. Bluetooth, that's how you connect your phone to wire up Bluetooth. Local weather, if you have a SIM card inserted onto this screen, just like you would with a phone. Onboard digital equalizer, my favorite